right, Gene, it is good to have you back here at this film festival.
Thanks, man.
So I'm Marcus with That Nerd Show, and let's talk about the latest film that you've got going on, starring Austin Pendleton, which I should comment, he's like one of those guys that, you know, he's in like a lot of things, and he's that guy you always kind of recognize, but who is that guy again? I know I've seen him somewhere, that kind of thing. So what brought you to doing a film about him?
Well, I co-directed it with this guy, David Holmes, and David and I met acting in a play that Austin was directing probably 9 years ago or so, off-Broadway play. And Austin, he auditioned us. He didn't have another actor in there. Like, he read with us. It's
right.
Like you have this really intimate experience with him. I think actually Philip Seymour Hoffman talks about a very similar experience auditioning for him in the film and the doc. And so you just get to you just have this immediate intimacy and comfort with him, and which as a young 20-year-old actor that translates to instant mentor, and
right.
You help me, and he's a genius, and he's the most gentle guy in the world, and he doesn't come at you with anything other than just kind of his honest approach to everything, which is really encouraging and inspiring as a young artist trying to figure it out. So
did you, I mean, this is just kind of chronicling his career, or are you just talking more about, you know, him mentoring other filmmakers?
Yeah, well, we started out thinking we were going to make a how to act video and get super rich off of that, because everyone makes a whole lot of money in acting
right.
videos. Educational films really put you in the $1 Million Club. And before we ever shot Austin in class, or even anything with Austin, we interviewed Philip Seymour Hoffman, Meryl Streep, Ethan Hawke, and Olympia Dukakis. And so all of a sudden we started going crazy. Like, oh my God, this is so... And they had these really warm,
right.
open interviews with us. I mean, as you see, they're unguarded, and they're kind of like telling
right.
us these things because of the respect for Austin. So instantly we kind of our imagination kind of blew up, and we're like, we got something more than a how to act video here. So it took us about a year to corral our thoughts, and we just kept going on that trajectory, and we knew that we wanted to make a documentary, whatever we thought that was. And then it got difficult because, you have to decide, what is this actually about?
Right.
And we're trying to find something about this guy. What is it that is so attractive about him to so many people? I mean,
right.
It's an amazing list of people who came and, out of respect and love for Austin, gave us an interview. And we were all kind of looking for the same thing, without kind of being able to put our finger on the pulse of what that is about him, which is also what it's about. So it's a little bit of philosophical approach to his work and how he navigates that and how he navigates his life. It's about the ups and downs of being an artist. It's about pursuing your passion and not being turned away for any reason whatsoever. He says somewhere in there, you just go and go and go and go, and they spend a lot of time trying to beat you away with a baseball bat, but
right.
eventually they say, wait, is he still here?
Right.
And they open the
right.
door and you get a part.
Tell us a little bit about, some of the biggest insights he's given you as a filmmaker. What have you really taken from him?
Well, he's not a filmmaker. He's an actor, he's a director,
right.
he's a writer, he's a teacher. So I would say the biggest insight, and this is my first documentary, and I would say the biggest insight as a filmmaker he gave me, which was probably unintentional. We were at a festival, he was talking on the panel about they asked, have you seen it before that event? And this was
right.
the premiere, and it was at Tribeca or whatever, and he said no. And they said, why not? And he said, well, because your instinct would be, I want to watch it, and then I want to start giving you notes, and I want to slowly start manipulating it. And he, as teacher and true mentor, would not, I'm sure he was dying to see some of it along the way, and see, like, have we fucked up his life? Are we doing a terrible
right.
job? Or are we just, like, bad? Are we doing a poor, should he pull it immediately? And by not doing that, he actually taught us something that, it isn't his job. He said yes. He went along for the ride. It is his job to let us tell the story as we see fit. And also, it would have been a completely different thing had he jumped in there, because we love him, and we'd have been like, yeah, of course, oh yeah, we'll take this thing out, Austin, that offends you, or that's, you know, and he
Well, that sounds like to me, I mean, that's like the biggest lesson that you can ever get from like a mentor, and you know, and being a filmmaker. It's I'm not going to get in there and manipulate. You have to learn how to do it on your own and figure out your own path.
We had this conversation a lot through the course of it, because documentaries are a long-term labor of love. I mean, we're going on 6.5 years at this point. And it occurred to me at moments of frustration, trying to put things together, trying to figure it out, that he is, by letting us do this, by being so open with us, and allowing us to make this piece of work, he is continuing to teach us and mentor us. And honestly, there are only a handful of people out there that are my age and my co-director's age who've gone and been able to sit with some of these the best actors and artists of all time, and sit with them in an intimate situation like we're sitting with right now, without handlers, without a bunch of process and all of that stuff. And they came to us and we said, look, this is what we're doing, and they came and they were open and they talked about art, and they opened up in ways that was really beautiful, like I said, out of respect and love for Austin, but also they let their guard down and let us in, because we weren't coming with an agenda other than what is it about this guy that we all love.
Now, I got one more question, and I've already asked you our ending question at Dev, so we're going to change it up and throw you a little bit of a curveball, and we're going to do it in regards to Austin. Out of all the stuff that he's done from stage to movies that you have seen, what is the one piece of work as an actor that inspires you the most? It's always the curveballs that are the toughest questions.
No, it's good. He has so much stuff. I mean, I could work through his because I feel like David and I know his career probably better than he does at this point. I mean, we probably have looked at things that he hasn't. I was lucky enough to be a part of a play, be in a play that he directed and acted, a Chekhov play called Ivanov. And I got to watch him. It's a 4-hour play. Ethan Hawke was in it. I got to watch him every single night navigate that play and watch how he would approach it from the moment he got to the theater to where he went to the dressing room, to where he went on stage, to where he went off stage. And so I got to watch how a master craftsman actually goes into not just what you see on stage, but the whole process of what it actually means to show up every single night.
Right. Well, and trying to tackle Chekhov on a nightly basis is no small task.
Well, he was born to play Chekhov. I mean, that's his. He's got a lot of wheelhouses, but I mean, he can his aesthetic and approach to it his music can sing within Chekhov. So.